It was good.
Yeah, cool.
Boards. Board games, board games, it's what we're going to play. Board game, board games to brighten up our day. We are playing one of the dice and ink games that make you do a little bit of thinking. Board games, it's what we're going to play. Board games to brighten up our day. These are games in which you need some ink, like pens, and maybe you need some dice, and maybe also friends, which I've luckily got because there's Betsy. Board games, it's what we're going to play. Board games to brighten up our day. Hello, and hello, Xate. It is lovely to see you in the comments. And let's see how this. Oh no, yay! That's how I wanted it to go. So this is Dice and Ink, a roll and write anthology, which has a whole bunch of different games in it. So you can see that there's a variety of things from quite complicated games that have a lot going on to simpler things. And I think that the simplest one is this one, which is called Celestial Stories, wherein you kind of draw stars, if you know what I mean. And you're passing around these things, so it can't really be done digitally, but you pass these around and then you come up with constellations and then everyone shares stories about them. Anyway, so one of the games in this book is something that I made, which is called Flowers Over Towers, because that's my name there, Behruz Bez Shahriari. And oh, Jason.
Hello.
So, this is a previous rendition of the game. I will explain what's going on, and I will explain all the rules to the game. So, I am going to be red. Betsy has. Oh, there's a lot of noise. I think there's a lot of just noise in the background. Jason, would you prefer purple or black?
Purple.
Jason? Purple or black? I'll give you purple. Okay, cool. Cool. So, well, I will explain the rules of the game, and then we will get on with it. So, we're firstly, let's have our intros. So, I am Bez. I made this particular game, and you probably know me if you're watching this stream. Let's be honest. There's Jason. So, what's an interesting fact about you, Jason, other than you're an improv composer?
Interesting fact about me. Oh, I don't think there's much more interesting out there. I'm kind of stuck in my career and my hobbies. Goes out saying that I'm a nerd. I mean, I wouldn't be here if I wasn't. Oh, I'm obsessed with dice. I'm absolutely obsessed. I've had to
Yeah,
stop
you've got
purchasing
all
them.
sorts of dice. You've got like an insane collection of different dice of
I've
musical
got 7
notation.
sides, 5 sides, 13 sides, 11 sides, 120, and they're all used. They all have been used at some point.
And Betsy, what is an interesting fact about you?
Hello. Interesting fact is that music is the love of my life. I often refer to music as the love of my life. Yeah.
Music is my life.
Yeah,
What kind of
music
stuff do you
does
listen
so
to?
much.
What kind of
Now
music do you listen
let's.
to?
Sorry?
What kind of music do you listen to?
Yeah, and let's
I
ask
listened
everyone in
to,
the audience also what music everyone listens to.
okay. Yeah, I listen to all sorts. My taste is very eclectic, so Bhangra, heavy metal, pop, hip hop, everything, classical.
Yeah, I can see us getting on. I go more to the experimental side of things as well, but I would quite happily turn on and unashamedly turn on some S Club 7 or Jonas Brothers, and then High School Musical, as well as the obscure. Well, Lotosowski isn't obscure, but things like Lauren Redhead, um, Colin Johnson, those kind of people. So it's yeah, it goes all the way from weird to unusual. Oh,
Now, just trying to, there we go. So let's see if, oh, I just realized that this bit is a bit too bright to see anything. So, oh, the sun's gone away. So, yeah, Dice and Ink, you start off in this game by crossing off the ones for 4 players, which I think it's here. Let me double check. This is embarrassing. I should know the graphical representation of my own game. But
you've designed a lot of games, so can't blame you for forgetting something about one game.
So it's the little dots. So technically I did that wrongly. So I cross off these ones, just the little dots. And in this game, it's all about we are flowers. We are trying to take over towers. I will be red.
This reminds me of a Doctor Who episode, Tom Baker episode as well, and I can't remember what it's called now. I watched it last week as well.
So there's a slight second player advantage in this game. Let's go in this order: Bez, Betsy, and Jason. I'll try to keep that move down so that it's not where the sun occasionally goes. Hopefully, so this is tower number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. On each turn, you roll 3 dice and you sum up the total of 2 of them. So here you could go in towers number 12, 7, or 7, if that makes sense. Right. Oh, I just realized you still can't see them properly. Alternatively, if it was like that, you could go into towers number 4, 4, or 2. If it was like 1, 2, 3, you could go into 4, 3, or 5. Does that make sense? So you pick 2 of them and go into that tower, and then the remaining die goes to the next person, and the other 2 are rolled. As well as going into a tower with a flower, there's 2 other things you can do. You can either go into a river, and a river space means that you essentially get half a point for 2 flowers for 2 buildings. You can also crumble a tower that you're part of. Crumbling a tower means that there's less space, and when a tower is completely full, that's when you trigger to see who it has the majority. By having the majority, you take over. Your plants have seized control, and you're taking over the building.
Seeds of Doom.
Yeah, seeding all the way home. And so if you manage to do that, you get 1 point. If you've got the second most, then you will get to propagate. So when you propagate, you could go 1 or 2 away. You cannot propagate into the same tower. You propagate twice. So if you propagate from number 2 and 3 or 4 are full, you can only propagate once, if that makes sense. There's a bit more going on here. What I was thinking we would do is play it once quickly, just kind of play by our gut, and then try again and play a second time. And the second time we play, we can encourage everyone in the chat to play as the fourth player. How does that sound?
Yeah, the chat's fair.
Okay, so I'll roll the dice.
Might remind me as we go along.
I will, the first player, and only the first player, instead of doing any of the options, must go into one of the river spaces. And I'm going to go into 8 or 9. Oh, there is one more rule that I forgot to say. If the river is completely full, then humanity is flooded, because all the plants are going in and the river comes up and everything gets flooded, and then nothing matters except for tower number 8. Tower number 8, it's just majority in tower number 8 that matters at that point. Does that make sense?
Right. I think so.
Okay. How come you can go in tower number 8 or 9?
So
Because you rolled 9, right?
No, yeah, so I rolled 3 3s. So normally that means I could go into tower number 6 or 6 or 6, because you only get to pick 2 of the dice to actually go into a tower. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, it does.
So now
but you've gone into 8.
I'm going to re-roll 2 of them, and we've got to 3 3 6, and now it's Betsy's turn. So Betsy, you are playing pink, and you could go in tower number 6 or 9, or play 2 spaces in the river. Those are your choices.
Okay, yeah, I'll go 6.
So Little Flower. And so these 2 get re-rolled, and now it's Jason's turn. So Jason, you only have one choice. 666.
I wonder which one I'd go in. I'm going to have to think about this.
You cannot always go into the river.
Oh, there is that. Yes, I'm going to go with 6.
With 12, you mean?
12, yeah. I think I've gotten this game.
And draw a Little Flower there. Oh, so I can go in tower number 12 or 8. So when there's a tie, the person who went in more recently wins the tie, if that makes sense. So so you go from bottom to top. So I will go here, and let's say I'm more of a rose, like that, seen from directly above. Betsy, 8 or 4, or river, or you can crumble tower 6.
I'll go with 4, please.
Okay. Jason, 4, 7, or 9.
4, 7, 9. Let's have a look. It's very tiny on my screen. I'm going to move it over to my other screen, but I'm going to be looking at angles. That's what up. Okay, so I think I'm going to go with 7.
7. You were purple, so
strange angles. My camera's here. My other screen's here.
So we re-rolled a 7, and 6 or 7. So maybe I want to try to take over the 6. That seems like a pretty good place to be. So
no, it's not.
So you can go in 6 again, or in 8, or in 10.
So this propagation thing, if I was to demolish tower 6, you're going to get to propagate.
If we demolish it twice, then I would be on top, so I would get 1 point. And the other thing that would happen is, because you're the second most, I mean, we're equal, but the tiebreaker is who's on top, you would get to propagate twice. So you could go into 4, 5, 7, or 8, because you can go up to 2 away, if that makes sense.
Okay. So I'll go with 6.
6.
Yeah.
Putting another flower straight in there. Okay. 5, 8, or 9. Or river or crumble.
5, 8, or 9. Can't see 8. I'm going to go with an 8.
With an 8. First person to go into tower number 8. And so I will have to double check how many points it is to win. Ooh, I could go in 6.
No!
So I go in 6, and I circle the number 6 to show that I got 1 point. And then Betsy, you can propagate. So now my flowers have taken root and seized control of tower number 6. Well, you can go into 4, 5, 7, or 8. You need to pick 2 different ones.
So I'll go in 4 and 7. Do I still get the go?
Oh yeah, that's not instead of your go.
Okay.
Why did you put did you put that 4 there and not above? It does have to be the same height.
You kind of work your way upwards. So you kind of see who was first. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go in number 5.
Number 5. Oh man, Betsy's spreading around. Betsy's the plant to watch out for. So you've got 2 or 4. And I'm just double checking, I think it's free to... Oh no, 4 points needed to win.
Okay.
3 or 4. 3 or 4. I'm going to go with 4.
Would it make more sense for me to lower this and get it closer to the sheet?
Oh yes, that would be great.
Because then I'm not looking at weirdly at the second screen. Because I feel like I should interact with people.
Okay, there we go.
That's better. Thank you.
So, Jason, you picked number 4, right?
I picked number 4.
Oof. Just pipping in there. Okay. If I pick number...
No pun intended.
Oh, so I've got 2 or 6. Well, 6 can't do anything. Now that I've basically taken over. Yeah, sure, I'll go with number 2. Oh, I kind of regret that already. So, you've got 7 or 4.
4. Sorry.
I mean, it helps.
Can I detonate?
So that's Betsy. Betsy gets 1 point, and Jason, you get to propagate twice. So you could go to 2, 3, 5. Well, 6 is no longer an option.
So 2, 3, or 5. I'm going to go into 3 and 2.
That makes sense. Oh, whoops, I put it in the wrong box. And so that was Betsy with number 4, and now it's Jason's actual turn. Oof! 12 or 11.
Oh, I am going to go. 12, 11, 12, 11. I'm going to go with 11.
Okay, so now it's me to see what happens. Come on, 12. Boom! Okay, I'm going to grab the 12 while I can.
Oh, it's a 3-way.
Are you detonating?
Pardon?
Are you detonating?
Well, I don't take over the tower because there's one space left still.
Oh, okay. You can't do it at any time. You have to.
You have to fill the tower. It's just when a tower is full, the person with the most gets 1 point, and the person with second most gets to propagate.
We need to have some dramatic music for this. I feel like there should be some very intense.
Okay, so it's my turn. So
4 is
I'll
already
go
full,
with
so you get to go on 7.
7. Yeah,
Or you,
7.
oh,
I'll get this. It's definitely one of those games you have to play to get.
Jason, 4. Oh, 4 is not an option, so you can go to 8, or you could crumble a tower, or you could go into the river.
I want to go with 8.
8. Oh, Jason's got 2 spaces in 8.
Cool.
It may not be the most sensible because I can guarantee that someone else will get that first.
Okay, so I can go in 5, 6, or 7.
You can't do 6.
Yeah, I can't do 6. I could do 7, which would get, or I could do 5. I'm going to try 5.
Change your mind later, you know, it doesn't matter.
So, Betsy.
Oh, okay, I have to go across the river.
You can do 2 in the river. What a river space means is that each river space gives you half a point for 2 numbers.
Half a point for 2 numbers.
So here, in this space, we were 2 off. Whereas if either of us had been here in one of the river spaces beside the 6, that would have tipped it, if that makes sense.
In whose favour? The person in the river or the person not in the river?
The person in the river. It's always an advantage to be in the river.
Oh, okay. More water, I guess, for the plants. So I'd like to go to number 10, but I can't do that, right? I have to go through the river first.
Oh, you can go to number 10. You just go straight to number 10.
All right, cool. Yeah.
Were you thinking because it's the other side of the river that you had to go through the river?
For some reason, I'd made up an additional rule, all of my own.
Okay, so Jason,
I think I need to think.
3, 5, or 6?
I'm going to go with 5, please.
Oof, that means that you finish it off. And that means that, Betsy, you're left in the lurch because we have 1 each. And so Jason gets the point. As I said, we had 1 each, and because I'm higher up, that means that I'm the one who gets to propagate. So I can't go to...
Okay.
I thought I'm higher up. Oh no, it's not the person who finishes. Okay.
So you were the highest up, so you got a point. But between the remaining people, it's then me and Betsy, and I'm higher up than Betsy. So I can't go into 6 or 4 because those have already been claimed. I must go into 7 and 3.
Oh, I didn't think that through. I thought it was the other way around. That means...
Okay, so now it's my turn.
Betty can't propagate because 6 and 5 are already taken.
No, Betsy doesn't get to propagate. It's only the second most who gets to propagate.
Yeah, I'm talking about 7 because you finished 7.
Oh, 7's still got 1 space left.
Oh, right. Okay.
So I can go to 6, or 8, or 10. Well, 6 is done. 8, 10. Or I could crumble. And I am going to crumble. I'm going to crumble 12. So that means that here, this tower is now full, which means that I get a point.
So you can choose to crumble any one that you're in.
Correct. And Jason propagates, which must be in 11 and 10, because it's right at the end, so there's never a choice, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. How many points now?
So
I think we've got one
I've
each,
got
except I basically one and a half.
2 points.
Yeah.
You have 1 point each.
Okay.
And it's first to 4. Or if
Mm-hmm.
all the towers get full up, the river is going to fill and it might all come down to tower number 8. So I will re-roll these 2 for Betsy, and you've got the choice of 2 or 7.
Oh, it has to be 2 then.
Oh no, 7's
Right.
got space.
Yeah, that looks like a cross at the top, no?
Oh, sorry, that
Okay.
was me making a mistake.
Okay,
Well,
cool.
I
Yeah,
thought that
I'll take it.
So, that means that you get the point for 7, putting you on 2 points, and I get to propagate, which can't be in 6 or 5, so it must be in 8 and 9.
Could you shift the page up a little bit, please? Up.
Up.
That's it. Thank you. Stop. There you go.
I really should be more careful with all the blinds and everything. This is the perennial problem with this room, it seems. Sorry about that to anyone watching. So that was Betsy's turn. Now, Jason.
So what have I got?
Yeah.
7 or 11? So I am... Out of curiosity, what happens if I decide... No, I can't crumble it because there's only there's 2 spaces left. What happens if I...
If you're the only person in a tower, is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, so if, let's say 11, and I happen to have only one more space left at that point,
Sure.
and I decided
what
to
happens is you get the point, and you get to propagate, but you only get to propagate once, not twice.
Okay. I mean, I can't do that. I was just curious. So I'm going to go. Oh, do I want to risk it?
I mean, it's still
I'm
worth
gonna
it.
I'm going to go to 11.
So I was going to say you can always crumble it next turn, remember.
I can, and even if someone propagates it, if someone lands in it, then they can crumbles it. That's the word.
So I've got 6, which doesn't exist, or 10. There are words. So this is the point in the game where I need to decide whether I want to, whether it's likely to get the 4 points. Yeah, I think I'm going to hope that it pans out. I'll go into 10. Betsy, 3, 7, 8.
I think 3 and 7 are finished. I think
7 is finished.
3 is not. Okay, there's no 1 then. Okay. Yeah, I'll go with 3.
And going in 3, it's pretty good for you. That means you get the point.
Mm-hmm.
And that means that Jason That's putting you on 3 points. So we really need to beat down on Betsy, by the way. And Jason, you get to propagate, but only into 2.
Only into 2. I only get to propagate once, even though there's... Because I can only go once.
Because 4 and 5 are already full.
Right, okay.
Okay, so that was a 3. So now Jason. 5, 7, 10. 5 and 7 already taken, so it's 10, river, or crumble.
I'm going to crumble 11, please.
Nice. So that means that you've got sole ownership. So that puts you on 2 points, which I think is the same as me. And you get to propagate into 9 or 10.
I'm going to go into... Oh, I can't... I think it's 9 full. I can't see.
No, sorry.
I can't... I can't... There we go. I'm going to propagate into 10, please.
10. Seizing the power. Okay, so that was a crumble. Now you choose which die you want to leave for me, because you didn't technically use any of them.
Okay, I'm going to leave the... I'm going to leave the 1.
So I get to choose 2 or 7. Oof! If I go in 2, I get to points, which will be really good. So I am definitely doing that. And I steal the point from Jason. So I've got to 2. That puts me on 3 points.
I can't.
And you cannot propagate anywhere.
Nope.
Okay. 2 or 7. So basically, Betsy, you have to go into the river or crumble something. You could crumble 10, or which would give Jason the points and yourself and me propagation. So you should probably not do that.
Is there anything else that can be crumbled?
That's the only thing that you're in, because everything up top now, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, they are all finished. So you can either crumble 10, which is bad for you, or you could start going into the river.
Yeah, the river then.
Okay, which spaces? So 8, 9, and 10 are the only ones that matter. And so do you have a preference of where you go?
8 or 9, 9, 9, sorry. Am I too late?
I already started drawing it. So you're one beside 7 and 8, and one beside 9 and 10.
Okay,
because you get to go into the river twice.
Okay.
And which number do you leave for Jason?
1.
Okay, Jason, it's... Well, 11's already been done.
6 has already been done.
So it's basically crumble number 10 or go into the river.
If I crumble 10, does that mean I get to propagate based on the...
No, if you crumble 10, you get the point because you've got 2 in here.
Who gets to propagate? So I won't get to propagate because I haven't got...
No, but that'll put you on 3 points,
Yeah.
so 1 away from winning.
Okay, I'm going to go crumble 10. There's a sentence that can be taken out of context.
So you're crumbling number 10.
I'm crumbling number 10.
I get to propagate because I'm on the top. I'm going into number 9. Which number do you leave me with?
What do you mean, which number?
On
Oh,
the
the
dice.
dice.
Die.
I'm going to say 5.
Ooh. So, come on the 4. Come on the 4. Oh. 5, 5, 1. So basically, I just crumble this. And I will reroll these for Betsy. So Betsy, you get 11 witches done, 6 witches done, 7 witches done. So the only thing you can do is go into the river.
Okay.
None of the river spaces are useful, but you have to do it anyway.
Okay.
Shall I just pick 2 randomly for you?
Yeah, I can't really see.
It's a little bit laggy, and it's not my head now. I've got a
Yeah, I
cable.
can't see the board because
It kind
your
of
hand is still
frozen.
Oh, let me try and stop this camera and see if that helps the other camera. Yeah, it's kind of frozen. There's an issue with the table cam.
there. Okay.
No.
Oh man. Yeah, this is not just a bit frozen. This is very frozen. This is
Arctic.
let me try and
Yeah, we've taken over now.
We've got to enjoy the winds blowing the trees outside
Oh yeah.
while we fix our technical difficulties.
Yeah. I hope it's not too loud.
No,
Because
it's
if I close the
lovely.
door, if I close the door, I'm going to boil in this conservatory.
Oh, I meant the trees at this end where I am. No, I couldn't
Oh, right.
hear yours. Don't
Oh,
worry.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Hey, we have a camera.
okay.
So I just saw your
camera
comment.
off. I've just turned that off, so I'm not uploading so much data. Hopefully that'll help.
Okay.
So Betsy, you just put in pink, and you leave one of the numbers for Jason. I don't think it really matters at this point.
Yeah, I'll leave 1.
And Jason, 10 is taken, 7 and 5 are taken. You can either crumble 8 or you can go into the river. Both are pretty ineffectual at this point.
I'm pretty ineffectual. Yeah, that's a bit of standard for me. I am going to go into the river, and I'm going to put it after 4.
There's one after 4, one after 11, because when you go in the river, you go in twice. And yeah, basically, it doesn't matter what I roll. I'm going to crumble number 9 because I'm already there. I have sole ownership, so I get my last tower that I need.
Yeah, then you win.
That's it, my 4th point.
This is what I was wondering, if you can crumble towers even though they're not full.
Like, well, you can't crumble it if it is full.
So how could I crumble number 8? You said I could crumble 8, and I couldn't crumble 8 because it's not full.
I mean, you can always crumble 8. Crumbling just means crossing off one of the top bits.
Oh.
So it's not to totally finish it. Crumbling just means that because the plants have already taken control, you cross off one of the bits, and so once you're already there, it kind of brings a clock in, if you know what I mean. And
so I could have crumbled 8 and then.
Hello, Aishvaryu Arun. It's lovely to meet you. Thanks for joining us.
So, and I do like the idea of a book that's just full of games. It's really good to take on holidays, actually, when you can go on holidays. Or to pop in the bag, just carry around with you some dice and a book.
Yeah, I think I've played games like that in the past. Well done, Bez, you won.
Well done, Bez.
And
Yeah, I mean, it's our own game, so you know.
It is one of the ones where there's enough to it that you'll probably do better the second time you play it. So
It's not
yeah,
just
just
luck.
to say, if you go to Dice and Ink, the other place you can get it. If you're in the USA, please don't go to my website, and I charge quite a bit for shipping to the USA because that's just an expensive thing to do right now. But if you're based in UK or Europe, that's the best place to buy it from the link that I just posted. And yeah, there's all these other games that you can see here. You can read about it on Board Game Geek. Shall we? Yeah, exactly. It is a book. So the idea is that there's let's see if the other thing is frozen again. You see, this is literally underneath the camera. You can see it's just
Never mind.
But it's conked out just about.
I'm thinking it would be fun to draw the towers and that kind of thing. I'd quite enjoy that. Get artistic.
I suppose it sets it out for people who just want to play the game. Because I love playing squares, but I hate putting the dots out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I mean, you always get the artistic joy of drawing your own flowers. So, I mean, I think that's one of the things about roll and write games, isn't it? Where you get to not only, it's about the permanence, it's about the fact that, okay, now I can look at this and say, okay, this is a game that I played with Chris. And be like, okay, yeah, that's a game. And then I can look at this and be like, okay, yeah, that was a game that I played with Betsy and Jason. And we've got this permanent memento almost, which is quite nice in some ways. And
considering the price of some games, if you run out of, say, a few of the games, either you're being forced in a positive way, you're forced to have a go at the other games, not just all the ones you like, to have another go, or you buy the other book and it's still cheaper than buying a new board game. Mostly.
I mean, when you buy it online, I think that you do get, if you buy the physical thing, you can then ask for, and I should make this clear, if anyone's bought it from me, you can ask for the digital downloads, and then you can print and play your own version as well. And
that's cool.
What some people have done is they've decided, okay, this game needs, maximum 7 players. I'm going to keep 7 of them and laminate them, but the other 3 I'll keep in the book. And just, so you've got this one, which is, oh man, it is really, the sun is not working well. This is actually just dots, but yeah, there we go. So you connect them up to tell a story. This one is all about making things work on a little island shop. This one is called Islands of Atlantis, where you try to populate your islands and do other things. Yeah, like there's 10 very different games. Going around and not trying to fall into the ice. Oh yeah, this is the robots one. This is from Sarah and Will Reed, who are lovely people. I mean, I'm sure that's all these people are lovely. But
I mean, with your game in particular, Bez, if you really don't like writing in the book, I mean, I'm always a bit squirmy about writing in books. You could always use counters or meeples or something to you know. I know that's not the idea. It's called Dice and Ink for a reason, but there are some people who are just like a bit when it comes to writing a book.
I mean,
I'm one of those people.
Just kind of
The
makes you
pages
squirm
are
a bit.
perforated, so you can, don't know if you see this, you can sort of fold it back and take out the pages quite easily. And so it is designed as a functional, hey, you're going to take the pages out of this book.
Yeah.
And I think it's been done well. It's by Odin and Joey from Inkwell Games, and Odin is, who they got together. And Joey's all about the roll and writes. I'm going to hopefully have them on one morning for a busy bedtime board game bladder. I call it bedtime board game bladder out of respect to the Australians, because, you know, it's breakfast for us, but it's pretty much bedtime for them. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, it depends whether you've got night shifts, because here at night you'd have breakfast in the evening.
That's a true.
And cereal isn't just for breakfast.
I will agree. I mean, anyone who's been following my Twitter or seen my post on the UK Games Expo Discord will know that this morning I had for breakfast. So it was kind of like a spicy chicken and rice, kind of sweet and sour with chili in it. And on the side, because I heated it up in the oven, I also heated up one entire bulb of garlic, just because I was like, you know what? No one's going to smell my breath today. I'm not at the convention. It's all good. I'm allowed to eat an entire bulb of garlic if I want.
Yeah, I'm like, that's the positive thing about being stuck indoors in virtual conventions. You can just
beautiful.
Yeah. Do you like cereal? If I had to pick my favourite cereal, it's a tie between Curiously Cinnamon or hazelnut chocolate pillows. But I have to eat them dry. I can't have that. I do like milk and cereal, but I will have those two particular cereals dry, and they're great as snacks, especially for in cars.
Whoops.
You don't smell. I love garlic. There's no such thing as too much garlic.
I meant to have that. So we're winding down. I would like to ask you. I'd like to say, basically, thank you, everyone. Thank you to Xate, and thank you to Aishwarya Arun. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. And thank you to Jason and Betsy for joining me on this live stream. I would have been up for another game, but I think just because there's technical issues with the lighting and this camera kind of going off, I think it's easier to cut everything there. But I'm happy that the final one, which is going to be my next stream at 4 p.m, is going to be the easier one of Giftable, which only requires the one camera. So there's nothing fancy going on there. Now, if you want to follow me, I'm stuffbybez.bigcartel, where you can buy my stuff. Twitter.com/stuffbybez. I tweet a bunch of stuff. Instagram.com/stuffbybez. I post pictures during conventions twice a day, normally once a day. Twitch.tv/stuffbybez, where I stream. Facebook.com/thingsbybez is a thing. And stuffbybez@gmail.com if you wish to email me. Now, we're looking forward to hopes and ambitions. Well, over to you for this final section. So, Betsy and Aishwarya and Xate, let me know what you're looking forward to or what you're hoping for. And if you have anything that we can talk about, whether it's in the next few minutes, immediately after this stream ends, something that you're planning to do maybe tonight or tomorrow, or indeed something that you're planning to do next week, or maybe something that you're looking forward to in the distant future. I am looking forward to going on a distanced walk with Betsy.
Yeah, me too, and looking forward to it. Hopefully it's good weather. We'll pick a good weather day. It's summer. Shouldn't be hard.
Yeah, I'm really
Don't
looking
curse it. This is Britain. Summer doesn't always mean sun. Just because it's the hottest year since 2003 doesn't mean that it's going to stay like that.
Sate says they are looking forward to hopefully winning a copy of My City. That was the Kennerspiel des Jahres winner. No, wait, it was the Crew that was the winner. My City was just a nominee, right? But yeah, how does that work? How are you maybe winning that? Jason, what are you looking forward to?
Well, I've got a lot going on this weekend, so I'm quite looking forward to that. But in about 10 minutes, I'm looking forward to grab myself a very cold milkshake.
Oh, nice. What flavour?
Banana and chocolate. I would have vanilla, but Nesquik don't make vanilla anymore. I remember as a kid I used to mix all 4 flavours: strawberry, banana,
You're kind
chocolate,
of mixing together the banana,
flavours, yeah.
a scoop of the banana, a scoop of the chocolate, mixing it together, going crazy.
I go with because I only have 4 teaspoons, but with when I have a banana, I have 3 chocolate, 1 banana, because banana's quite a strong flavour. But if I was having, say vanilla magically existed again, and I had strawberry and chocolate and banana, it would be one of each.
Nice. Sounds tasty.
Awesome.
I like to mix things.
Sate says there's a few copies being given away on Loozapalooza. Ashvarya says they're playing the Salford Dynasty tonight with a friend. That sounds lovely. I don't know that one, but I hope you have a lovely time playing it, and I wish the same to you. Have enjoyed the rest of your weekend. Please, if you've enjoyed this, share it, spread the word. My next stream's at 4 p.m. In just over an hour, we're going to be back, and we're going to be playing Giftable, which should be lots of fun. I think there's going to be 4 of us, and it's all about inventing fantastical gifts for fictional folk. And this is a game that we played quite a few times over the past few months, and it's always a lot of fun.
I like this game. You get some really amazing and bizarre gifts. It's great.
And there's also, I'll be back at after 4 p.m. today. That will be me finished for today. Then I'll be back at 10, 12, 2, and 4 tomorrow for a talk about the state of Bez. What's that? 12. That's Fable. 2 p.m. is the Grand Yogi Stock Guru game. That's going to be crazy. And then 4 p.m. tomorrow is going to be some quick L games. For now, there is only one thing left to do. And
I don't have it. It's not out. It's in the box.
The one thing left to do is to say bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go for a little while. Bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. For a little while. Bye-bye.
See you in an hour.
See ya.
Goodbye.